you can use a map. For instance, if I was to, select on bitmap here, star maps, stars 2. Okay. Okay. Right. Basically, what we'll get is if I just render that again, I'll make the settings a bit bigger this time. You think to yourself, oh look, I've got myself a nice star map there. That looks very, very good, and it fits well with the scene. However, the problem is it does not animate very well in this program. For instance, if I go to Views, Viewport Background, use Environment Background, and apply it and display it in all views, you'll see that it appears in the camera 1. But watch what happens when the camera and the ship move out to the right. You see what I mean? It does not look very good at all. The star map stays perfectly still. Now effectively what we should be getting when the camera and the ship move is basically what you should be getting is the stars moving to the left as the camera pans around, but as you can see we have no movement at all, and this is very, very flat, so we don't want this at all. So don't use backgrounds expecting them to look very, very good, because they will not work. So click on the viewport backgrounds, display backgrounds, active only, and basically we go back to that, render in, environment, we're not going to use the map, and the colour we're set to black. I don't know why it's set to pink, but there we go. And this is how we create a star field effect. Right, go to rendering, video post. Basically when you open it up, this is what you'll start with. You'll get this. What you want to do is click on this button here, which is add a scene. As you can see, we've got camera 1 selected down here. Select your camera 1. Make sure that your scene motion blur selected. Make sure that your keyframes are set from 0 to 100. Okay, that's that done. Now, this is where you get your realistic star field from. Click this button here, and this is the image filter events. Click on this button here, scroll down to the bottom, and there you have star field. Make sure that it's set from 0 to 100, as I said. Go to setup, make sure camera 1 selected. What I like to do is click number 1, and I like to click number 2.5. This setting here is your count of stars. Now you can change this. If you think that your scene is filled with too many stars or not enough, you can type these in here, because basically this is the amount of stars which are in your scene. So basically that's counting 15,000 stars. Sounds like a lot, but you have to remember this is 3D space, so they're actually covering the whole 360 degrees of the scene. But yeah, you can change that to suit your own. Make sure that background setting, not foreground, because otherwise you'll get stars over the top of your ship. Okay, okay. Now we click on this button here, which is the save file button. Okay. So it's 0 to 100 files. I don't know. I'm just going to call this Mill Falcon. Okay, and I'm going to save it as a movie. Okay, click on save. As you can see, I'll set mine to high, 29.97 frames per second. Okay, okay. Now make sure none of these are selected or highlighted as such. You click on this button here, which is the animate button. As you can see, it's set to single at 0. We don't want this because this will make a single image of the animation. What we want to do is click on range. So it's 0 to 100, which creates the actual animation. Again, you can change the camera angle, size, resolution. I'm going to keep mine at 800 by 600, and then all you do is click render, and my friends, is the animation. Like I say, you have to wait for it to render, and wherever you saved your file to is where your video will end up. Now when you're watching your video and you're not too happy about the motion blur, say, oh, why does it not have motion blur? You can change that. So if I just cancel this, come out of this, what you can do is select your object, right click it, object properties, motion blur, it's select by image. Now to increase the motion blur, 1, 2, but you can keep it at 1. And another alternative as well is click on your camera, go up to modify, and down here we see we have depth of field. Change that to motion blur. We're going to render effects per pass, and I'm going to change that to around about 8. Now this is what we get now. We get motion blur in our scene. Now what you will notice is the ship will gently start to move off, and then it will move fast. Now if you want the ship to be constantly moving from the first keyframe rather than slowly gradually picking up speed, what you do is you click on your ship, click on this graphs button down here, and basically these graphs show you your animation. So as you can see, it comes in, and that's the peak of it. That's where it gets right to the end and it starts to turn. Now you can't really see it at the moment, and at the starting point you'll see it kind of like a bendy curve. If you don't want it to curve, just click on the box and then click this button here, and it will turn into a straight line. Actually, I'll show you here, for instance. If I just click this one here and click line, basically, as you can see, it moves slightly. It turned into a straight line. Okay, and there you go. That's really it. So thank you for watching. If you want any new tutorials or any more help, or if you want to learn how to use many programs, we cover a lot of programs on the site. Please log onto the site, videoeffectsuniverse.com. Check the site. You can download the tutorials from the site, or you can join the forum, get in with the community. We're growing quite a lot every single day. More members are signing up, and that's about it really. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.